During the period when Xiaoyan disappeared, what exactly happened in the outside world? Why had the Douqi world he painstakingly reconstructed undergone such tremendous changes, continuing from before, after the Fireboy injected the core of the true Phoenix Flame into Xiaoyan's body? The Lightning Boy said send him out, although he has only stayed here for 3 days. According to the outside world's time flow, it should have been about 2.5 years. Hearing this, the Fireboy nodded. At the same time, within the lower plane, inside the newly formed Du Domain world, a massive pillar of light descended from the sky. Within that beam of light stood Xiaoyan, who had returned from that mysterious world. Time passed. Half a month had gone by since Xiaoyan finished his cultivation. At this moment, he slowly opened his eyes. However, he discovered that everything around him had completely changed. What entered his sight was a vast expanse of crimson red. Xiaoyan was slightly stunned. After a few breaths, he realized this world was not unfamiliar to him. This is the Dao Domain world. What's going on? Have I already returned? Looking at the Dao Domain world still covered in scarlet magma, doubt arose in Xiaoyan's heart. Soon he noticed something unusual. He clearly remembered that after successfully reconstructing the shattered Douqi world, the newly formed Du Domain world had countless plane cracks due to the collision of hundreds of fragmented worlds. These cracks were so numerous that it would take decades for the world to recover naturally. But now, all those cracks had miraculously disappeared. Not only that, Xiaoyan was shocked to find that he was standing on a mountain peak. He knew very well, in a world filled with magma, it should have been impossible for land to exist within a few decades unless the magma had cooled. His eyes narrowed. There were only 2 explanations. Either he had been away for dozens of years, or he was currently inside an illusion. With doubt in his heart, Xiaoyan immediately activated the power of the Plain-Core Weimian Zitai. The entire Do Domain world was projected into his mind. After scanning every corner of the world, shock once again appeared on his face. Through his perception, he saw countless figures spread across every part of the Do Domain world. These people were all working together to stabilize the space of the world. The weakest among them were at least at the heaven-connecting state, while some had already reached the supreme realm. And most importantly, they were using spiritual power, not Douqi. Clearly, they had all come from the Great Thousand World. When Xiaoyan probed deeper into their bloodlines, he discovered something even more shocking. Most of them belonged to the ancient Void Dragon tribe. Then, as the blurred silhouettes within his perception gradually sharpened into familiar forms, his calm expression shattered in an instant. A flicker of astonishment surged through his eyes. He saw them. Yao Lao, his once ethereal mentor, now standing firm and dignified. Kailin, the proud Medusa Queen, her aura as cold and commanding as ever. Shaolin, steady and resolute. Long Yuan, his presence vast and ancient like a slumbering dragon awakened. And beyond them, countless other formidable figures. Each one radiated terrifying strength. Each one stood as a pillar capable of shaking heaven and earth. In that single moment, Xiaoyan understood. This was no ordinary gathering. Experts from both the Douqi continent and the Great Thousand Worlds ancient Void Dragon tribe had converged here. Their purpose was singular: to mend the shattered fabric of space itself, to seal the cracks between planes, to prevent chaos from spilling into the world. The scale of it was beyond anything he had imagined. Far in the distance, amid the turbulent spatial currents, Kailin suddenly paused. A faint ripple passed through her senses, subtle yet unmistakable. Her brows knit slightly. Then her gaze turned sharply toward a certain direction in the void. Her crimson lips parted, her voice low, almost uncertain. This fluctuation. There was a brief pause. A softness rarely seen flickered across her usually cold expression. Zhao Yan has come out of seclusion, not far from her. Yao Lao, who had been carefully guiding streams of spiritual force into a fractured space rift, suddenly halted, as if something clicked in his mind. His eyes lit up. A wide smile spread across his face, filled with unmistakable pride and relief. Huh! He let out a light chuckle, shaking his head. This brat. He vanished for 2.5 years without a trace, and after finally returning, he locked himself away again for another half-month. His voice carried both exasperation and fondness, and now he's finally decided to come out. Before his words had even fully settled, a streak of light tore through the void. Kailin had already moved. Her figure became a blur, slicing across space with astonishing speed, leaving behind only a faint afterimage and a lingering aura of dominance. Behind her, Xiaolin exchanged a glance with Yao Lao. Without hesitation, they followed. Long Yuan let out a low dragon-like rumble, his massive aura surging as he stepped forward, the surrounding space trembling faintly under his movement. One after another, the experts present abandoned their tasks. Momentarily, their figures flashing across the sky like shooting stars, all of them heading toward the same destination, toward the one person who had just emerged, Xiaoyan. Meanwhile, atop the lone mountain peak rising from the endless magma sea, Xiaoyan slowly opened his eyes. The scorching winds howled across the crimson landscape, waves of molten lava surging below like a raging ocean of fire. For a brief moment, everything seemed still. Then, he stood up. His black robes fluttered slightly, a faint yet terrifying aura quietly emanating from his body, as if even the surrounding space dared not approach him. Suddenly, the space before him twisted, like a mirror disturbed by unseen hands. Ripples spread outward, and from within that distortion, a tall figure stepped forth, Long Yuan. His presence was as vast as the heavens, his gaze deep and ancient, carrying the weight of countless years. The moment Xiaoyan saw him, his expression grew serious. Without hesitation, he stepped forward and asked, "Senior Long Yuan, what exactly happened here?" His voice was calm, but beneath it lay a trace of urgency. Long Yuan looked at him for a moment, then smiled faintly, as if he had already anticipated this reaction. "You disappeared for over 2 years after reconstructing the Du Domain world." His tone was steady, almost casual. "It's only natural that you wouldn't know what has happened." Silence. For a split second, Xiao froze. Then, his pupils shrank violently. "What? I was gone for 2 years." The words came out almost instinctively, disbelief clear in his voice. A storm surged within his heart. To him, it had only felt like a brief passage of time. How could it have been? 2 whole years. Before he could process it, before he could even ask another question, the surrounding space trembled once more. A second distortion appeared. Then, a streak of crimson light flashed across the sky. Kailin emerged. Her figure was elegant and imposing, her presence instantly dominating the surroundings. Behind her, Yao Xiaolin and several other powerful figures followed, closely each exuding immense pressure. Kailin's gaze immediately locked onto Xiaoyan. There was a brief flicker in her eyes, relief, concern, and something deeper, but it vanished as quickly as it appeared. Her voice remained composed. "You only returned half a month ago." She paused slightly. "But you were in closed-door cultivation at the time." Hearing this, Xiaoyan's brows furrowed deeply. Confusion flooded his mind. "Half a month ago," he murmured to himself. His thoughts raced, trying to piece everything together. How did so much time pass? Taking a slow breath, he began to explain. From the moment he entered that mysterious small world, to his encounters, his trials, the flame spirit's words, everything. He spoke without omission. As his story unfolded, the expressions of everyone present gradually changed. At first it was curiosity, then disbelief, then shock, complete shock. By the time he finished, even someone as composed as Long Yuan could not maintain his calm demeanor. His eyes narrowed slightly, a rare hint of astonishment appearing within them. "You're saying you spent over 2 years inside that small world?" Xiaoyan nodded. "But the flame spirit told me I would only remain there for 3 days." Silence fell, a heavy, almost suffocating silence. Then Long Yuan slowly spoke, each word carrying weight. "That means—" He paused. Even he seemed reluctant to accept the implication. 3 days there equals 2 years here. At those words, even Yaolao, who had seen countless wonders in his lifetime, felt his heart tremble. Xiaolin's expression turned grave. Kai Lin's eyes narrowed slightly, her gaze growing colder. Time. The laws of time themselves had been distorted, and whatever force was behind that small world was far more terrifying than any of them had imagined, because they knew even the heavenly tomb only had a time difference of 2 months outside equals 1 year inside. But here, 3 days equaled more than 2 years. This kind of time distortion was truly terrifying. After that, through Long Yuan's explanation, Xiao Yan gradually understood what had happened. During his absence, 1 month after Xiao Yan entered that small world, Long Yuan and the Heavenly Emperor decided to stop waiting passively. They gathered all experts to repair the plane, cracks in advance. The Heavenly Emperor was sent to a safe, fragmented world to gather all Do Sheng-level experts. Meanwhile, Long Yuan returned to the Great Thousand world and summoned around 2,000 Supreme Realm experts, tens of thousands of heaven-connecting state experts from the ancient Void Dragon tribe. Together they stabilized the Dao Domain world. By the time Xiao Yan returned half a month ago, almost all plane cracks had already been repaired. After understanding the situation, Xiao Yan began asking about recent events, although he didn't think anything major had happened. When Long Yuan spoke, his expression suddenly changed. About half a year ago, the conflict was extremely hidden. Only Heaven's supreme-level experts could sense it. Long Yuan said slowly, "In the Great Thousand world, at the border region, the extraterrestrial, evil race launched a probing attack. The ones who resisted them seemed to be the 10,000 Grave region, the Heavenly Palace, and the Moro divine clan from the ancient God race." Hearing this, Xiao Yan frowned. Didn't such a battle cause a huge uproar? With that kind of lineup, the scale of the battle should have been enormous. Sensing the power radiating from Xiao Yan, Cailing Yaolao, and the others were all stunned. In just 2.5 years, Xiao Yan had actually reached the Pseudo Heavenly Sovereign level. Continuing from before, hearing Xiao Yan's question, Long Yuan replied, "The conflict occurred at the outer edge of the Great Thousand world. That region is already extremely desolate. So aside from Heaven's sovereign level experts, like us, who could vaguely sense the trembling of space, almost no one else noticed anything. Moreover, beings at the Heaven sovereign level are extremely strict about secrecy regarding such matters, unless they receive direct orders from the ancient divine ancestor or the spirit divine ancestor. They would not casually spread such information throughout the Great Thousand world. As for the exact outcome of that battle, I still don't know. I've been tied up handling matters in the Domain world, so I couldn't leave. Now that you've returned, I plan to personally go there and take a look." Xiao Yan nodded. He understood that experts like Long Yuan Heaven sovereigns were the true pillars of the Great Thousand world. If a second war broke out between the extraterrestrial evil race and the Great Thousand world, those who would stand at the forefront and determine the outcome on a large scale would be these very Heaven sovereign experts. At that moment, a thought suddenly flashed across Xiao Yan's mind. His eyes flickered slightly, as if he had grasped something crucial. He looked toward Long Yuan. After a brief pause, he asked in a calm yet probing tone, "Senior Long Yuan, what stage have you reached among the Heaven sovereigns?" The question caught Long Yuan slightly off guard. A hint of surprise appeared in his ancient eyes, but he did not hesitate to answer. I stepped into the lower heaven sovereign realm 2,000 years ago. His voice was steady, yet carried a trace of helplessness. However, my progress since then has been exceedingly slow. He shook his head faintly. Even now, I can only be regarded as mid-tier within the lower heaven sovereign stage. As for the upper heaven sovereign, there was a slight pause. I am still quite far from it. I see, Xiaoyan murmured softly. His gaze lowered slightly, as if calculating something deep within his mind. A moment later, his eyes lifted again, and this time, a faint, mysterious smile appeared at the corner of his lips. In that case, he spoke slowly. Could you release your full power? The moment those words fell, everyone present was stunned. What are you planning to do? Long Yuan frowned slightly. Yao Lao narrowed his eyes. Kai Lin's gaze sharpened, locking onto Xiaoyan. Even Xiao Lin and the others looked at him with confusion and caution. But Xiaoyan said nothing more. He simply smiled, calm, confident, unfathomable. That silence only deepened the mystery. Although Long Yuan did not understand Xiaoyan's intentions, he did not refuse. After a brief moment of consideration, he gave a slight nod. Very well. With a gentle flick of his sleeve, the surrounding space trembled. Endless spiritual power surged forth like a rising tide, instantly condensing into a massive barrier above Xiaolin and the others. The barrier shimmered with ancient runes, layer upon layer reinforcing its structure. This was protection. Protection against what was about to come. Seeing this, Yao Lao and the others' expressions turned serious. They could already sense it. Something overwhelming was about to be unleashed. Then, Long Yuan slowly closed his eyes. His mind focused. His aura, which had been restrained until now, began to awaken. Boom! In an instant, a terrifying pressure erupted. It surged outward like an endless tidal wave, sweeping across heaven and earth. The sky trembled. The magma sea below roared violently, towering waves of fire rising and collapsing in chaos. The very space of the domain world began to distort under the immense force. This was the true power of a lower heaven sovereign. Mountains quaked. The heavens dimmed. Even the laws of the world seemed to waver slightly under his presence. Within the protective barrier, Kai Lin's eyes narrowed. Yao Lao's expression turned solemn. Xiaolin clenched his fists unconsciously. Even with the barrier shielding them, they could still feel the overwhelming pressure pressing against their souls. And yet, amidst this storm of power, Xiaoyan stood completely still. His robes fluttered lightly. His expression remained calm, unmoved. His eyes quietly observed Long Yuan, as if measuring something, as if confirming something. Then, very slowly, a faint smile deepened on his lips, as though he had finally found the answer he was looking for. The moment Xiaoyan felt this power, he realized something shocking. The domain world which he controlled had almost been seized by Long Yuan in that instant. There was no denying it. The power of a heaven sovereign was truly unimaginable. After releasing his aura, Long Yuan looked at Xiaoyan. At that moment, Xiaoyan slowly moved his body. Then, a vast, boundless aura erupted from within him. This power felt endless. Under its influence, the magma within tens of thousands of miles instantly began to solidify at an astonishing speed. It was as if all the heat within the magma was being absorbed by Xiaoyan. Sensing this, Long Yuan, Cailin, Yao Lao and the others were completely stunned. They clearly remembered Xiaoyan had previously only been at the lower, Earth Sovereign level. But now, this power had far surpassed Upper Earth Sovereign, Great Perfection Earth Sovereign, and was approaching the level of a Pseudo Heaven Sovereign. Just 2.5 years. In their memory, aside from entering that small world, Xiaoyan hadn't done anything extraordinary, yet his strength had skyrocketed. At this moment, Xiaoyan also examined his own power and compared it with Long Yuan's pseudo heaven sovereign. He roughly confirmed his level. He was confident. If he unleashed his supreme Dharma body, he would be nearly invincible below the heaven sovereign level. Then, Xiaoyan raised his hand. A brilliant flame surged forth. This Emperor Flame Diyan was completely different from before. Its temperature had increased countless times, and its power had grown over tenfold. It shone even more brilliantly. Within it were countless fused attributes: devouring power, purification power, extreme cold power, the domineering force of the King of Flames. Over 30 types of flame properties. Xiaoyan was extremely satisfied. Suddenly, he noticed an unfamiliar flame within it. This flame surpassed the life flame in vitality, matched companion flames in heat, even exceeded the purifying demonic lotus flame in destructive power. Xiaoyan immediately separated it. What appeared was a divine beast-like flame in the shape of a true phoenix. This is, Xiaoyan frowned. This should be the true phoenix flame. However, he knew the real true phoenix flame should be far stronger. So this was only a sub-flame. Senior Longyuan, that's enough, Xiaoyan said. Then, he turned toward the entire world and declared, for the past 2 years, everyone has worked tirelessly to stabilize this world. I, Xiaoyan, thank you all. Now please rest. Let me restore life to the Do domain world. As his voice echoed across the world, countless experts raised their heads and looked toward him. Kailin and the others asked, how do you plan to restore life to this world? With the power of flames, Xiaoyan replied. With a flick of his finger, the Emperor Flame shot into the sky. It split into 30 different flames. Among them, 22 were from the heavenly flame, ranking 8 were other powerful flames, including flames from the Luo God clan flames, gifted by Liu Beidao, a sub-flame absorbed from Yanyao, the companion flame of the Do domain, World, the true phoenix flame. These 30 flames hovered in the sky behind Xiaoyan. The most prominent among them were the purifying, demonic lotus flame and the true phoenix flame. As the flames transformed, only the original heavenly flames became flame spirits. Most of these flame spirits had been awakened by Xiaoyan after the battle of the 2 emperors. As for the remaining 8 flames, due to Xiaoyan's busy schedule in the great Thousand World, they had not yet gained sentience. Seeing this, Long Yuan asked, you plan to use these flames to restore the world's vitality? Qiaoyin nodded. If everything goes smoothly, it should recover within 1 or 2 years. 1 or 2 years? That fast? Long Yuan and the others were shocked. Xiaoyan replied, if possible, I'll need a large number of medicinal plant seeds.